There we go. Alrighty, so for the D&D campaign, Desolution.
Sorry.
You're still on that.
No, it's like Dodo Face Dragon. So
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. Well, it's more of a homebrew thing because it's like custom campaign here. But for the Desolution campaign, we can go ahead and start with the summary for the world, so you guys can get an idea for the backstory. Then we can make the characters. And if anyone has any questions before the characters, y'all can ask away, and I'll answer anything.
Let me make a suggestion really quick.
Alright.
Matt, you should instead go by Crumbler for the duration of the D&D campaign.
No, you already addressed him as Matt, so now he's known as Matt for the rest of the video.
What?
Yeah.
Damn it, nope.
Scrap it, we're starting over.
I like how your name on Discord changed to Doo-Doo Piss Dragon.
Theme.
Alright, well, it was close, but now you're Matt.
Nah.
Yep. Alrighty, so you want to start with the backstory for the world?
Yeah, it feels most professional for us to start with you giving a bit of a monologue as an intro.
Alrighty. So the backstory for Desolution campaign. 2 races, humans and a race called Libas, inhabited the world as the 2 dominant species. Libas were a race of shape-shifting foxes that can change into one of their 3 set forms. They have their fox form, the human form, and a half form that's a mix between the 2. A man who people rumored was immortal had long since spread and taught people how to use these things he called charms to use magic. It said his family had passed down these methods for millennia, and as his family could always use the magic. This man was also a Liba, and people believed he was a mortal being until one day he was killed by a human. The Liba became upset at his death. They lived mostly under humans, as the humans had significantly more numbers than they. Until a war broke out between the 2, over which of the 2 shall be the dominant species of Earth. This war started in 1818 and ended in 1919. And the war was known as the Great War. So, the actual Great War, historically speaking, is replaced with this one. It was 100 years plus a couple months long. See, Libas, being outnumbered, lost the war and nearly went extinct as humans wielded the magic that Libas gave them as a means to fight them. All the remaining Libas went into hiding and came back nearly a decade later with higher numbers. Though they called for an end to the conflict, their cries for peace often fell into deaf ears. Often fell into deaf ears, as most of the human governments began to take them in as slaves and traded them. It was later found out that large numbers of Liba were saved by being taken in to hide amongst human families. In many places, these human families were found to be guilty of harboring Libas, were prosecuted, and some put to death. Now the year is 1932, most Libas have been in hiding still, but they've once again tried hiding outside of cities to remain unseen, and many times when people get uncomfortable due to paranoia, they search for Liba houses in rural areas and burn their homes down. Due to this, some Libas have also taken into hiding inside the cities amongst human families, as others continue to cry out for coexistence. As for now, their call for peace goes unanswered, and the bad blood between the 2 races is yet to end. We can also get into the type of magic that's in this world. There's, 9 types. There's, instead of the usual D&D classes, there's elemental magic, your usual elements, rock, air, water, fire, electricity. Digital magic, which this is going to be interesting to explain. So digital magic uses a virtual display that has certain properties, like a digital shield works as a shield. And you could also use digital magic for, what was it? I'm trying to remember off of the top of my head what other applications it had in the books. Digital magic could also deploy things like a digital sound barrier to create an artificial, little bubble area that traps sound waves inside of it. So that would be good to keep in mind for certain, sneaky missions if y'all want to do that. Distortion magic, which actually creates a distortion barrier that can either increase or decrease impact or movement or velocity. Basically anything your mind can wrap your head around. The only limit with these is what you can imagine. The Distortion, though, it being a more rough spell, if you misperform it will actually cause damage to you. But it can buff even a bare fist punch to be as lethal as a nail bat. Then there's buff and debuff. Buff can give yourself like stability buff to increase like bone density and other things of your body to survive higher impacts, or they can give you strength buffs, speed buffs. And then there's debuffs, which can be used for like detecting magic, like detect magic, detect trap spells. They can also be used for removing certain properties. They don't have to be magic properties. You could use them on like a rock to remove density and turn a rock into sand. Clairvoyance Magic, which allows you to absorb more visual information at a time. You're able to take in more from what you see, and if your character is smart enough, make predictions based on those movements. Armament Magic, it should be self-explanatory, but for those who can't get it, you can envelop certain items or even your body in a magical aura that can increase either velocity or impact of a weapon or body part. And Illusion Magic, which actually, the way this works is somewhat interesting. It's the control of light or lack thereof. Since human sight is based off of light, you can use those to manipulate certain rays of light projected onto a certain person or even an array of people to make them see or stop seeing something that is or is not there. There's other ways to use this too. Like you could use just an illusion spell to just create a pure source of light to blind someone, like a flash spell. Shape-shifting, which Liaba have the innate ability to do. You can shift between multiple forms. Typically, the Liabas will be the only one able to really utilize these, but humans can learn it after a while. And then Control Magic, which is essentially just the idea of controlling the energy that creates magic itself, which I call Endo-Industria, or Endo for short. You can control the energy that would then be turned into magic, and at higher levels you'll be able to control spells themselves. But to do that you have to override, their will. So, really difficult, but possible. And those are those types of magic. There's not a whole lot of limitations what you can do with them. If you can imagine a scenario where it seems like you could probably do that, you could always bring it up and try to do that. Because chances are, yes, that'll be possible. Any questions?
It doesn't seem... Well, wait. Anybody have questions?
No.
Does anyone have any questions about the world, the magic, or limitations thereof?
Yes. How does that translate into the actual game?
So, the types of magics there actually are, you could use those to replicate essentially any spell that's in D&D normally. But this way, you don't have to be restricted to a specific class. You can easily multi-class without actually having to put specific points in one thing or the other. But it's also somewhat restrictive in the sense that you can choose a specialty of what type of magic your character is, or got an innate ability, or has experience in. This would increase your likelihood of passing some rolls. Okay. And leveling each individual one, it wouldn't be too hard. But you gotta actually put in the work to be able to get to the craziest of bullshit. But believe me, the craziest of bullshit is definitely there. So while it's in some way restrictive, it's also a lot less restrictive than the class system. Not only because it's way easier to multi-class, but because once you get up to the top where everything is possible, absolutely everything will be possible.
Alright.
And I 100% want to see you guys fucking shatter this system, because if you guys don't, whatever enemy NPCs I throw at you are going to.
Now, this is just something that I like to do. I'm not trying to...
Trying to do what? So you're not trying to do what?
So I'm not trying to detract from what you've said already. I I make a lot of comparisons, and I'm setting this up more so for anyone who views this in the future.
Yeah.
I make a lot of comparisons to stuff. It's not because I'm trying to dumb down all the work that you have put into this, but it's like Final Fantasy 2 rules. The more you use it, the better you're going to get at it.
Essentially, yes. Same principles.
All right, lovely.
And is there any questions about the races? There's only the three. There's humans, Libas, and then there's halves. There's half human, half Libas. There's also technically a hidden race that I could explain if y'all want to hear about it.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yeah.
So if we decide to all be, not the same race, do we have to be racist towards each other?
No. You could be a human that's a Liba sympathizer, or you could even be a racist human if you want, but that would also mean that the rest of the team would have to try their best to continue to deceive you.
Alright. Well, I think I'll be human that is a Liba simp, so...
Liba simp. Interesting. There's also technically a hidden race, more or less a subclass, really. So this thing is called the Amethyst Tribe. They come from the original line that is, the heart and soul, the start of the Liba race. They have more than 3 forms to shift into, and there's not much more beyond that except for a few distinct features, like they all have purple eyes, and sometimes whenever they're in their not so human forms, like whenever they have a half form or a fox form or something like that where they have fur, sometimes parts of their fur will have deep purple details to it, like purple tipped ears or a pattern somewhere in their spots or something that's purple, hence the Amethyst Tribe.
And once again, just for anyone viewing this in the future to dissuade any fears, yes, this is a furry game, so get used to it.
A furry game. I mean, I guess technically, but...
I want to be a furry.
You want to be a live...
The Amethyst Tribe, yeah.
You want to be the Amethyst Tribe, okay.
AJ's gone the simp.
Alright, AJ's a simp. How about you, Matt?
I think I'll do human. Also, should we maybe end the monologue recording now so we can maybe cut that up, or are we just going to continue on?
No, we'll continue on. We're going to allow this just to be full run.
All right,
a lot of people get put off by that, but, it makes us human. We're not machines here. So we'll start with the characters. I'll go last. So, who wants to go first?
I will, mostly because I'm not sure how this works and I want to know how all of it works.
Alright, so for the most part, by default, a lot of the feats and everything and the usual systems are left out, but that's not because they don't exist, that's just because normally the humans and stuff aren't just born with those innate abilities. 100% you can have access to them. If you want one of those features, archetypes, or anything that are in D&D, you can add it to your character.
So are we going to go with like a variant human thing? We get like 1 feat for when you're human?
No, you can decide that on character creation. Just choose all your things to set up and you can make a backstory. We could start at like level 5 if y'all want to.
No, 5, wow.
Well, I mean, I plan on this taking much more than level 20 to be the top at.
Alright, that makes sense then.
Yeah. It's not going to
So
cap at 20.
Basically what I'm asking is, are we going to use the D&D human system, or are you going to do something else?
We'll do something else. I actually plan on having the humans have like no buffs or debuffs on their stats to be the baseline, the par.
Okay.
For this thing to compare it.
Okay, and you're saying I can just have
negatives,
any...
there's not really another race to compare them to on why they should have that negative, so I thought it would make more sense to just omit that.
So you're saying that I can just have any feat? Can I have all the feats at that point then, if I can think of it?
You have to make one hell of a backstory for that.
Okay, so it's... Alright. I actually have not thought about a backstory at all, so I'll work on that later.
Alright. Alright, so you want to start your character. You were going to be a human.
Yeah, we'll go with human.
Human. Do you want to start with specializing in a magic class? Or do you just want to fuck around and find out?
Let's go with melee for now, and then I'll...
Alright. Melee. I mean, you can choose magic classes that go with melee.
Well, I mean, there's like subclasses with magic, but for now, I'll just go with that.
See, best ones for melee would be, if you want to go for protection, digital for shields, or there's Distortion Magic, which will help Armament Magic or Buff Magic.
If I can interject here for just a moment, I think Distortion Magic would fit really well for AJ because it seems, as I understand it, very luck-based, very high roll, low roll.
Oh, yeah.
And he can do very well with that.
Imagine your Absol. It's a crit system.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Do I need to start out with a magic thing, or can I just... Are we going to use the D&D's class system, or are you going to use your own thing?
We're using my own thing. We're not using the class system.
Okay.
But you don't have to start with a magic class, and you're not also restricted to the magic class. Starting with this is recommended because it's something that you already specialize in, so you already have, like if we say we're level 5, you'll have level 5 worth of experience in that field, so you actually be able to use it in battle.
Okay, so what fields are there?
The Elemental, Digital, Distortion, then there's Buff/Debuff, Clairvoyance, Armament, Illusion, Shapeshifting, and Control.
So are there like any melee things?
The ones that are best for melee are Distortion, Buff...
No, I meant like, is there any specialization that has nothing to do with magic?
Oh.
Or is it...
No. We'll use feats for those to cover that.
Okay, then whatever Matt just said that was chaotic, we'll go with that.
Distortion.
So what type of feat are we doing?
I don't know yet. I haven't thought of a background.
Okay. I'll leave that blank for now. So Distortion, that'll be like a glass cannon type of deal. It's high crit base.
Sounds good.
Alright, cool. Alright, we'll start with rolling your stats. You want me to roll dice for you, or do you have dice?
I have dice. I'm too lazy to get them. You go ahead and roll.
Alright, I only got 1d6, so I gotta roll your 4d6 like one at a time.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I need to buy more die. So
I'll be
there's a
bringing
3, a 6, ooh, a 5, and another 5, so 16. Yeah, 2 5s and a 6, omit the 3. You want to keep that roll?
Obviously.
That's for your strength, or did you want to assign that to the other ones?
Do whichever one is for magic.
I mean, that would be intelligence.
Okay. Into this then. I'm a smart boy.
Alrighty, let's see. Next is a 2, a 3, ooh, good rolls here, a 4, and a 3.
Ooh.
So you can get a 10. You want to reroll that one? It's a pretty base stat,
No.
but you could also throw that in, like, Charisma.
We're
You
gonna
are
put that
human,
in,
you're not going to need it very much.
We're gonna put that in wisdom.
Wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom can actually help with navigating through towns and how to prepare yourself based on people's point of views and what you know about them.
Yeah. I bet it could if I had much of it.
True. But at least you don't have a negative in there.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, so here we go. Next roll.
Well,
Do what?
I was going to say, do you mind if I just go and roll my stats and put them in chat while you take care of his?
I'll try to do it one at a time so I can have them written down. Okay, so first is a 6, a 3, a 6, and a 4. Damn, you're getting pretty fucking lucky. This is another 16.
Let's put that in Constitution.
Alright, so you're gonna be less glass, more cannon?
Yes.
Cool. Alright, next roll. 3, 4, I smell another 10 coming on. 1,
Ooh.
and a 4. Okay, you got 11.
Ooh. Let's put that in Strength.
Alrighty, next roll. 3, 1, and a 3.
Alright.
9.
We're putting that in Agility.
Dexterity? Alright.
Yeah, that.
Alright, 3, 4, 6, and 1. So, 13. I swear this dice isn't loaded. You just get a lot of freeze.
Charisma.
See, it was a 3, 6, oh yeah, 13. I forgot the number. I said it and immediately forgot. And we'll work out if you have armor or not after we do all the characters here. Alright, Matt, you wanted to go next?
Who?
Matt, you wanted to go next on making your character? We'll do the basic things, and then as y'all want to come up with a backstory, we can start doing the rest of the stuff. Alright, you said you were a human? Or were you alive?
I have push to talk. Okay, so yes, once again, just a little bit of backstory for anybody listening to this in the future. I am a DM. I roll a lot of characters just in my free time. I have a character planned out that I think works pretty well for this. I'm going to do human, distortion specialist, because I'm going to team up with AJ. I'm going to be a little fucking gremlin, alright? I fully intend for this character to eventually die. Just putting that out there now.
I'm going to write midget.
I mean, that seems not like the best term, but okay.
I'm still using it.
Alright, well, if you catch flack, that's not on me.
I'm changing it. I'll write very small, but with an O.
That works. You also just put in nasty little gremlin.
S-M-O-L, small. Okay.
And I am a small, hunchback, little, just distortion-wielding bastard.
Everyone's gonna look down on you until you break their fucking jaw. Keep in mind, this is 1932. Guns exist.
Yep. I fully plan on that.
And I really feel like someone should use digital magic.
Do Tommy guns exist?
Yes.
And now? Awesome,
Tommy
that's
gun
gonna be my
is,
weapon.
That was the not 1919, it was M1921, I think?
I want that.
Oh no,
I want a Tommy
M1918.
gun.
It was the 1918. It was literally
I've got my
developed the
background.
last year of the Great War.
I've got my background. I'm gonna be in the mob.
Are you guys gonna be like brothers from the mob? Is that what y'all want to do?
That sounds fun.
I guess when we made this character, my guy specifically is a former police officer, so this is perfect.
Also,
Awesome.
what do you want your character to be named, Matt?
Which I should have. Well, again, since this character is intending to eventually die anyways, and it'll be lovely if we get to like level 25 or something, and he's still kicking. But we'll just go with my own name for now as a stand-in. Maybe starting in the next episode, I'll have thought of a better name. Names are the one thing I struggle with.
Alright, his name for now will be Matt and AJ.
My name is AJ.
No, I want to name it Dick Richards.
His name will be Dick.
Dick.
Alright, and then your stats, Matt.
Alright, I will go ahead and roll them. First one is a 14.
Where do you want to put that at?
Well, I'm going to roll them all first and then slot them because it's ridiculous to
Alrighty.
try to put them in as I go.
Alright, 14.
It's a 6635. So,
17.
yep. 17. See, that is a 8. That is a 15. A 11. And how many saps have I rolled so far?
That's 5.
Okay, last one. And that is a... The brain is stalling out. It's 5, 4, 4, so 12. What the fuck did I just say? 5, 4, 4, 12. Jesus, 13.
Ta-da. Also, AJ, did you want to reroll any of your stats?
Nah, they're all fine.
Okay. And do you want to reroll one, Matt?
What was my second lowest? Because I'm going to use that low one.
Second lowest is 11.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and re-roll that one. I feel safe with getting higher than that. See, and that is a 14. Nice.
Nice. Alrighty, so 14, 17, 8, 15, 14, 13. Where do you want to put those?
I just put that in the chat. Those are the correct numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
This is way easier for me to do this if I can see them. You said all magic is intelligence-based, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it will be... I keep forgetting I have push to talk, and I can't type while... I'm going to type it out in chat, because I can't type and hold push to talk.
Alright.
Go ahead and move on to Pauline while I type this out, please.
Okay. And Snow... You said
What?
you wanted to be Liba the Amethyst Tribe, right?
I'm also
Yeah.
making a note that we will need to edit that, so I don't use her name, because I just said it out loud. Sorry.
Let's see. AMT Liba. And do you want to start out with a specific magic class?
Can I have like 2? Or just 1?
Yeah, you can have 2 and split like your levels evenly amongst them. That's fine.
What is the control thingy again?
Control allows you to manipulate the energy, the endo that influences magic. So you're able to like, you can absorb some of it or move the energy aside. Absorbing it though does come with the downside of if you take too much, you come down with endo poisoning, which will mostly, after a few turns, incapacitate you. It won't knock you out, but you won't be able to really get up and do much. Your body will want to quit.
I have digital thingy.
Digital? Alrighty, any other ones?
No, just that.
Okay. And do you want a name for your character?
No, just no.
Snow?
Can it be like a Liba without a tail?
Well, I mean, they all are without a tail in their human forms, but when they're in their other forms, they have to have a tail.
But I want it without a tail.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Unless someone cut it off, which would actually be very damaging to your spine and cause several health.
Without a name. Like a man with no name situation.
What if it was born with a deformity?
Oh, I guess I misunderstood.
Never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. That would cause too many health problems to try to keep track of, and throwing that in my notes, I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, you kind of are hindered in movement because your character has bowel problems because it has a lack of spine.
Why would you have bowel problems?
Your tailbone actually factors a lot into your sphincter control, and for males, it's also...
But you'll still have the tailbone even if you don't have a tail. I have a tailbone.
Yeah, but unfortunately for them, their tailbone is directly linked to their tail.
Okay.
You're thinking like fully chopped up. That actually means like a little nub bobcat.
Yeah. Like a rabbit's tail, but it's a fox.
I guess I can allow that.
Thinking if you want to slap a penalty on that, if anything, it would maybe be a disadvantage on, say, acrobatics or athletics checks. Well, probably just just because she won't have as good of a balance as if she still had it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just have the tail.
Okay, no nub tail. There we go.
Does the tail function like an arm?
If you can buff it, yes.
Okay.
You can also wrap it in Armament Magic. That's more creative things that you can do.
I see.
Alrighty, let's roll stats. Let me roll the 4 die, and we'll keep the top 3. See, whenever we roll stats, we roll 4d6, which is a 6-sided die. and we keep the highest 3 numbers, and that'll be one of your stats. I'll try to explain the stats to you as we go. Also, Matt, I'll write down your stats here in a moment.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I put it.
Alright, there's a 1, a 2, and a 4. That's 7.
That hurts.
That does hurt.
Can we put that in intelligence?
You're gonna want your intelligence, especially if you're a digital user. You could put it in wisdom. It would be more or less a lack of understanding with a lot of the world, interacting with businesses, how people feel. It's like being unwary of society.
So I love
What
this.
was all the stats anyway?
There's strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
What is constitution?
Constitution is your endurance.
Oh.
And your charisma
Okay.
is your ability to communicate.
How many times can I reroll?
You can reroll once. Would you like to go ahead and reroll this stat? You might have a lower one later.
Yeah, I reroll it.
Okay, let's reroll that 7. 1, 2, 6, and 5. Okay, that turned out good. That's a 12.
Yeah, put it in
Or no,
constitution.
2, 6, and 5. Yeah, that's 13. 13, okay.
Put it in constitution.
There we go. Alrighty. And your next roll, 5, 2, 1, and 6. So that's another 13.
What was the other one?
There's strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay. Not a bad choice. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's 12.
Oh my god. The dexterity one.
I should also mention, 10 is the par. There's no plus or negatives whenever rolling for that stat. Every 2 numbers above 10 gives you a +1 on a roll when rolling something that attributes to that stat. But if it's below 10, like if it's 9, then it's -1, and every other 2 numbers below that is an additional minus.
Ah, okay.
Alright, we got a 6, a 6, a 6. Okay, so that's 18. I'm going to stop there. It's not going to get better.
Oh, let's put that in
You might want-
intelligence.
Yeah, I was about to say, you might want that in intelligence. Seems like you're the team's defender.
What, we are all a team?
Yes, we're a party.
Damn.
Alright, a 5, a 2, a 6, and a 3. So 14. I'd say before you decide, you only have strength or
Oh,
charisma.
I want it in charisma.
As Fix to say, you might want it in charisma. As a Liaba, you're gonna need pluses in charisma.
Yeah.
You know, because of racism.
I
Alright,
gotta
so
get sent.
next, a 3, a 4, a 6, and a 1. So 13. That goes in strength.
Can I re-roll that one?
No, you already got your one
Please.
reroll. I can't do that.
Oh, okay, get like one reroll for everything?
Nope. You only get one reroll. And I gotta write down
You
Matt's.
did not tell me that.
I did. I said you get one reroll, but you have to be careful because you might get a lower stat. Like, you might later get a lower stat.
Okay.
But you did choose the best one to reroll. Okay, so
Oh,
13 strength.
But AJ didn't reroll. Can I get his reroll instead?
Unfortunately, no, Bibby.
Okay.
Sorry, hon.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. I'm like, she's gonna be like, "Can I have AJ's reroll?"
Well, can she, AJ?
Unfortunately, there's not an economy for these things.
He's a simp to me. He can do it.
Yeah, you're a Liba simp.
Don't give it to me.
We're not playing yet, so I'm not yet.
Fair.
Damn. It's your turn, pee pee poo poo.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna be a half. That specializes in elemental. Do I want to add something else other than elemental? Clairvoyance might be a good idea if I'm gonna be the brawler, but I could also be the ranger with elemental magic. I'll just leave it at elemental for now. Alright, now I'm gonna roll my stats. A 2. This is not looking good. A 6, okay. A 2. And a 4. Okay, so I got a 12. I'll decide where to put that in a moment. I'm going to mark that down. Alright, I got a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 1. That's an 8. Shoot. Alright. A 6, a 6, a 3, and a 6. That's an 18. Hell yeah. I've never had one of those stats before. A 5, a 4, a 4, and a 5. 14. A 5, a 6, a 4, and a 6. Okay, so 17. A 5, a 6, a 5, and a 5. So 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go ahead and try to re-roll my 8. 2, 3, this is not looking good. A 1, and a 6. Okay, that saved it. It's 11. I was almost screwed. Okay, so 18's gotta go in intelligence. 11 wisdom. 17 strength and 16 charisma, so those have like the same pluses there. Dexterity 14, Constitution 12. No, I should reverse that. Yeah. Dexterity 12, Constitution 14. My character's name, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Leo. Most of us are going by our names, so there we go. So we have.
I want my name Nut.
You want your name Nut?
Yeah.
You want to change it from Snow to Nut?
Yeah.
Alrighty, you are now Nut. I'm gonna put 2 dots above the U, by the way, so now it says Newt. Nut. Alright, there we go. You're an Amethyst Tribe with digital magic. Then Dick is a human simp with distortion. Matt, the simp's brother.
I'm changing my name to Balls.
To what?
I'm changing my name to Balls.
I feel like you messaged her about something here. I feel like you did a thing.
Right now.
Oh my god.
Y'all went behind my back and did a thing, and now we have Nut and Balls. Dick, Nut, and Balls, and now there's just Leo.
I'm just eating hazelnut, and I thought nut was cute. Now you make it very dirty.
Well, there's Dick Nut and Balls. I'm the only person here whose name isn't attributed to a penis.
So
What do you know?
change your name to Shaft, and we're good.
Change your name to Big Harry.
I don't think I do want that, you know?
Change your name to Harold. That way it'll be Big Harry, Nut, Dick, and Ball.
I mean, I guess I could be Harry, but...
Yes!
But... I don't know, I feel like the penis gang might be a bit much.
Or maybe it could be a butt.
So, we all have very low wisdom, right?
Wisdom?
So, one person's gonna bring up the fact that our collective names are Big Harry, Dick Nuts, Dick and Ball.
But you're the only person with a negative on your wisdom stat.
Didn't AJ have an 8?
I have like 12.
I have 11, you have 8, AJ has 10, and she has 13.
Okay, well that's still
I'm very smart.
Alright,
It's still not great.
I guess I'll go with Harry.
Hell yeah.
And we have Harry, Dick, Nut, and Balls.
We sure do.
Dick Nut and Harry Balls.
This is awful. Why am I allowing this? Okay, AC. So do we want armor? And keep in mind this is 1932, so think realistically what we had at the time. Knight armor did exist at that time. Believe it or not, people did wear knight armor during the Great War. If you want to, you can. But it would hinder a lot of your movements.
I'm gonna go for like a nice press suit and no armor.
No armor? Okay. So your AC, because you have no armor, it's 10 plus 3. Yeah, okay. So you have 13 AC.
Nice.
Dick has 13 AC. Alright, what about you, Snow? What about Nut?
What?
Armor. Do you want some, like, leather pads, leather bracings, or, like, standard military armor?
I want, a helmet and, a shield and a spear.
I guess I give you
not
a shield.
Spear.
You can have a gun. You can literally have a handgun right now for free.
No, I'll go with the bow.
Look, you have a regular shield, then you have a digital shield, and then you have parry this, you filthy casual. If you get leather padded armor, it'll be like 1 AC, but if you have ballistic vest,
I don't even know what AC is. Is that air conditioning?
I'll explain that here in a moment. So, if you get something like an actual combat vest, it'll be like 2, but if you get like an actual plate mail type of thing, like actual knight's armor, you would get like a 3 to 4, depending on how much of the armor you're going to be wearing. That'll add to your AC, and your AC is whenever someone's attacking you, they'd have to roll an attack value higher than your AC for it to land. So the higher it is, the harder it is for them to deal damage to you.
Then I want a big gun. Like a very big gun. Yeah, because I'm strong, I can carry it.
We're just going to have a little tiny nut rocking around with a Mosin de Gaunt. Okay, Mosin de Gaunt it is. You have a 30-aught. You have a sniper rifle.
No, I want like something that shoots like a lot.
Oh, you want a big rapid fire weapon?
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest carrying a big one. Like you could get a machine gun, like a light machine gun, but it's gonna be it's gonna be rather impractical and hard to use.
Get an LMG. Just put some wheels on it.
Yeah, I mean I could give you an LMG with wheels, but an SMG would be better. I mean, you have 13 strength. Carrying an LMG is not going to be practical for you. You're gonna have a lot of
Okay,
troubles.
just a gun and some like those green thingy that you throw to people. A grenade.
A grenade. That green thingy. Okay, I'll have to be like, what in the world? So you'll have grenades. I'll let you start with 3. So if you use those, you're out. You'll have to buy more. Do you want a gun? I can get you a handgun.
Yeah, like a gun.
Do you want like a handgun? Or do you want something like a submachine gun that shoots really fast? Do you want a carbine so it's a bigger gun? Handgun?
Yeah.
Okay. So, handgun. We'll say... I'll just use handgun as a placeholder there. We'll find the stats system for that. Do you want any armor? You could get ballistic vest. So no armor? Your dexterity is 12, so you get 1. So your AC will be 11. But you do have shields, to be fair. So, well, I guess your actual shield, yeah, I'd say you're carrying an actual physical shield on top of having digital shields. Well, your digital shields won't add to your AC, since you do have an actual physical shield. I'll add, I don't know, does 1 or 2 sound more fair to you guys?
2 is the D&D ruling.
Alright, so your AC is now 13. Okay, so AJ's AC is 13. Matt.
Sorry, just a moment.
Alright. While he's doing his thing, AJ, did you want items to start out with? Guns, anything? Sword?
I want a very thick Bible that I can put in my inner pocket, just in case.
You got it. Anything else?
Some playing cards.
You have a deck of cards. I'm not sure what you plan with this, and I fear the worst.
And some trail mix.
I could just say you guys have that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's get some trail mix.
Yeah, our group will have rations. Why not?
Well, I want specifically trail mix.
The rations can be trail mix, yes.
Great.
Alright, cool.
Little gorp.
You don't want a weapon.
What?
You don't want a weapon?
No, I want a Tommy gun.
Tommy gun. Okay, so SMG.
Mm-hmm.
With those, actually, probably take dexterity to handle those. You have a -1 on your dexterity.
Hey, I don't care, really. I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray, indeed. Alright.
That is the advantage of it.
I want to make sure I write in parentheses next to the weapons the statted effects so that I don't forget later. So SMG is a dexterity based. As for Pauline's handgun, there we go. That'll be, I'd say, wisdom based, so that it's more of in the feel of using the gun. You're not going to need as much control as you're just going to have a handle on where you're pointing. So wisdom. It's more down it's more down to experience. Okay, Matt, what about you?
Well, we've decided that wisdom is the gun stat, so I won't be doing that.
Well, it's the handgun stat. Dexterity for submachine guns. And for something like a carbine or a battle rifle, that would be I'd say carbines, battle rifles, and LMGs could all respectively be Constitution.
What about shotguns?
Shotguns would be strength. You gotta hold those.
Can I have a shotgun instead of a Tommy gun?
Yeah.
Were automatic shotguns invented yet? Semi-auto, I suppose.
Yeah, the M1927, aka the trench gun.
Yep, I want that one.
The War Crime Boomstick.
Great. What a wonderful name.
Fun trivia. So the Americans, when we joined World War II, we actually did so much fucked up shit with the M1927, aka trench gun, that we actually hurt the German army so bad that we made Nazis cry so hard that the Geneva Convention felt sorry for them. So now shotguns are a war crime.
Awesome.
As a blanket statement, no one should ever feel bad for Nazis. We did the right thing with that.
That's
We
true.
did the right thing. But think about that for a moment. We made Nazis cry so hard that the world felt bad for them.
Hey,
So that's fucking hilarious. I
we
guess you
can
have a
still
shot.
shotguns.
Extra gas, but okay.
Luckily for you, this is 1932, and shotguns are not illegal yet.
Let's say Geneva Convention is a thing yet, so
They
we
are
can,
not a war crime stick yet. So, yeah, shotguns were super effective. And if in all those war games, shooter games like Call of Duty and all that stuff, where they're always like, hey, you use a shotgun in war, that's illegal. Now you know. Hey, Matt, what items do you want?
Well, I was going to say service revolver, but let's say a ratty old service revolver with a single pistol, because I'm making this character very sad. And also, just for actual combat, I would like to have not a trench gun, but maybe just like a sawed-off shotgun I had in my ratty fucking goblin clothes, gremlin clothes, whatever. This isn't a fantasy world. I'm a street gremlin.
You can imagine a specific type of handgun or shotgun, but in the notes I'll just write handgun or shotgun, and if you guys get like better versions of those guns, I'll write like +1, +2 in the notes. But for the most part, I'll just write them down as handgun and shotgun, so that just have them simplified for what stat they affect. As for the revolver, it would probably be a +1 because those are actually very reliable weapons. So I'll write +1 for that. You would get like an extra like +1 for damage rolls.
You should get a blunderbuss, Matt.
Oh, I should. Can I get like a sawed-off?
Blunderbuss. Jesus.
Fun fact, blunderbuss you can stuff with black powder pellets and use as a flechette shotgun. You can shoot anything out of this. That means you can also stuff it with glass dust. Have fun with that thought.
I was thinking silverware.
Alright, so handgun, that was wisdom based, right?
Yep, so I wanted to use that.
Alright, did you want any armor?
Yes, under my ratty clothes, I'm gonna have some really densely packed. It's gonna be the equivalent of leather armor.
Did you want a leather armor, or did you want like a thin, harder armor that's non-restrictive, like ballistic vest? That would still get you like a +2.
And that's, I think it's worse than leather armor. I think it.
Do what? Your mic went kind of muffled.
I think the leather armor is 13 AC for me. So let me go with the flak thing, because I don't want to make this all D&D. Again, sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to like modernize it with the things in the current thing, and they went less leather than ballistic during these war times. So
Yeah, well, I have like a ratty robe on, and under that I have some really tight wrap bandages holding ballistic plate on.
yeah,
Just
so
in the section.
yeah, I'll make that a +2
All
for
right,
the
cool.
AC. Anything else?
Let's see. Probably some kind of melee weapon. Probably just a big fucking knife.
Yeah, a K-bar, like a standard military knife, or did you want a Bowie knife, the extra big one?
I'm gonna go with K-bar actually, because again, I'm making like a former. A former. I don't know. I'm not gonna say police officer. I don't know what the legal system here is, but a former soldier.
Can I get a butterfly knife?
Ooh.
Sure. I like how the small one has the big knife and the big one has the small knife.
I also want a switchblade comb.
We can see if you can buy that later. Alright, so you have +2 on your dex, and then +2 on the ballistic vest, so your AC will be 14. Congrats, you have the highest AC so far.
No.
Or, not dex, constitution. Either way, you still had a 14 on both those stats, so you still got a +2 off your constitution.
Why is it Constitution?
Do what?
Why are you using It's dexterity, isn't it? For AC?
Was it dexterity or was it constitution?
You've been using dexterity for everybody else.
No, I used constitution for them. Because AJ gets
dexterity.
a -1.
That makes sense.
You should probably use dexterity, though. I don't really care.
Alright, well, Pauline's and Matt's remain the same. You, however, get a -.
Hey-yo. I got a 9.
Yeah, AJ's AC is now 9.
It looks like I am the wall.
Nope, Pauline's still the wall. I mean, you have a higher AC by 1, but she's still got the digital shields.
That's good. And you said that we can multi-class the magic stuff, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that would probably be a good idea for me to do. Like, again, this character has a death wish, but I don't want to die right off. I still want it to be an interesting character.
Let's see. I'll give myself a ballistic vest. That'll be a +2. I'll take a short saber. Not like an actual full-length naval blade, but a short saber. It is probably stolen. I'm gonna go for a sniper. What stat do you think a sniper should go off of? Should that be a dexterity weapon?
I'm loath to say it, but it would probably be intelligence.
Intelligence? Oh, yeah, that would be in my best interest. That is my highest stat.
Yeah, I would say probably intelligence or wisdom, depending on how you use it, or depending on the character, really.
I should probably mute my phone before we get copyrighted here. Discord messed up for a second there.
Where's my 2?
Let's see. Do I need anything else on this character?
Trail mix.
I think I'm good. Alrighty, so my dexterity, I get a +1, then 2 from the ballistic vest, so I got a 13. Hey, going strong.
Not so squishy.
Not so squishy.
Alright, so I have 2 feats for my guy based on his background.
Alrighty.
And I'm sending you screenshots.
So on the top I wrote down what we specialize in. Down here I'm going to write down all of our magic classes and how many levels we put into them. I'm going to put all 5 of my levels into elemental. Matt, you want to put all 5 into distortion?
I want to put 3 into distortion, probably 2 into, was it technology? Well, not technology. The shield one.
Digital?
Yeah, that one.
Alrighty, and AJ? You want to put all 5 into distortion?
Yeah.
Alrighty, and Snow? Did you want to put all 5 of your levels into digital magic so that you specialize mostly in that?
Yeah.
Okay. This will allow you to try to do bigger things. So if you can imagine bigger things, I'll tell you if you're probably not experienced enough to pull off something theatrical. But this will allow you to pull off more theatrical stuff, but also, I'm going to go ahead and say like every 2 levels would give you like a +1 on certain stat, or certain rolls for that magic class. Towards its success, at least. So if you put like 20 levels in digital magic, you're gonna get like a plus 10 on everything. If anyone tries to really go against your digital shields, they're gonna need an actual tank, like a literal vehicle tank to get through to you.
Okay.
That's my idea for that system. Anyways, you said you had an idea for feats, AJ?
Yeah, I'm screenshotting them and I'm going to send them to you.
Alright.
Can I have a stick?
You want a stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just have a stick. You want that to be your melee weapon?
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, stick is now in Nut's inventory.
But what will the policy be going forward on magic item?
Do what now?
What will be the policy on magic items going forward? I'm assuming we don't start with any, of course. But
Well, you have to have charms to use magic. Other than that, unless you start inventing them, you typically don't really run across magic items. I'll introduce some as we go along through the story, as they come up, but for the most part, they're close to non-existent. The closest thing to these, the closest thing to magic items they have are actually magic weapons. So they'll have weapons that are modeled after current weapons, like a shotgun or something. But it's really just a tube that has a certain charm that allows you to channel your energy into it, and you could use elemental magic to shoot like fire out of it. It's not necessarily super handy until you get to like a good level of experience with elemental magic or whatever you plan on shooting out of it. But it will eventually be better than regular weapons. Don't count on that being useful soon, though.
alright, good to know.
By the way, if you do learn control magic, you can shoot blasts of just pure magic at people, and it will be typically more effective than elemental.
Alright.
Just to give you a little heads up. Because they do that in my other novel, The Six Guns. That is how their weapons work there. Let me see AJ staying here.
By the way, we have at no point mentioned this game will be primarily based off of his books. So, link in the description if this ever is published.
I might. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a couple of them on Amazon, but I still got to go through and do another edit because when I did the edits, I was running on like 2 hours of sleep. It was like really late. I was speeding through it, and I missed a lot of mistakes. I could put the links there, though. I guess. Yeah. Or I could put the links for the first drafts around like those free-to-read websites. First drafts are just full of errors.
Did I get disconnected or did everything go quiet?
It was just quiet for a little bit. I'm reading up on the things AJ sent me.
Alright, cool. We'll have a moment of silence.
There we go.
Can't have that. No silence.
None of it. Absolutely none of it. So let's see. Feats, you wanted sharpshooter?
Yeah.
Adding these are going to take a lot of writing.
Yeah. Take Richard's inventory. Bible, deck of cards, shotgun, butterfly knife.
Yep, that's what you wanted. There it is.
Gotta love it.
Should put in my mother's recipe for meatloaf.
Lasagna. Do 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 do.
So how far do you think we're gonna go today?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Alright.
This is a lot to write down, mate. I'm trying to summarize all this stuff as much as I can. Also, so every now and then, if we can find people who want to, we'll have, like, guest stars show up, and they can make their own character, or they can play an NPC if we get NPCs in our group.
You don't have to write it down. It's already in the chat there. So
I'm trying to write it down so I make sure I'm aware of it on my notes, because I'll be using mostly this paper here to keep track of a lot of stuff. I'm trying to translate crossbow expert into shotgun expert, and I was like, alright, well, now that I've got that translated in my mind, time to start writing it down. I immediately wrote crossbow. Fucking idiot.
fool.
Eeny, meeny, miny, shotgun. So I'll just go ahead and ignore loading. I'll just summarize it like that. Being within 5 feet of hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. I'm going to go ahead and just omit that, because being within 5 feet arguably would just increase it. So I'm going to go ahead and not include that bullet point. When you use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, like your butterfly knife, you can use a bonus action to attack with the loaded shotgun. Okay, cool. That's creative. I like that.
They just start flipping the butterfly knife around, cut him a little bit, then blow his fucking back.
Alrighty. Matt, did you want to add any feats?
Yep, I did. I will be posting them in my notes page here, so you can see them.
I'm gonna go ahead and take your sharpshooter feat, by the way.
Actually, hold on. Instead of that first one,
Oh man, I fear for my wrist by the end of the day.
there we go. You have to pick the two. I have basically picked the two most effective feats for this game: Mage Slayer and Gunner. So, good luck stopping me.
Let's see, Mage Slayer. You have practiced techniques in melee combat against spellcasters, gaining the following benefits. When a creature within 5 feet of you casts a spell, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. You can damage a creature that is concentrating on a spell. That creature has disadvantage in saving throw. You have advantage in saving throws against spells cast by creatures within 5 feet of you. Okay, neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very effective in a game where everyone has magic.
Well, not everyone uses it.
Well, then I will just stab them. Much easier.
Well, not everyone uses magic. Well, all you stab then. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll stab you if you use magic. I'm not using magic. Alright, I'll stab you anyways.
Somebody's getting stabbed, whether there's magic or not.
This is my stabbing knife. Hey-ya!
Now, as for that, the second one, the gunner feat, the only thing I'm realizing, pretty much the only thing I would really get out of that is fast reload and a +1 to dexterity. Do you think that those are worthwhile at all?
Sorry, writing. Do what?
So, for the gunner feat, pretty much all I really get out of that is a +1 to dexterity, which could be nice. But I also get the ability to ignore the loading property, so that means I don't have to spend part of my action to reload my gun at any point. Do you think that is worth taking over the Skulker feat, which is good for sneaking?
Oh, there's more creative things you can do for sneaking. Fuck the Skulker feat.
What?
And so there's more creative things you can do for sneaking, so generally fuck the Skulker feat. You could use digital magic to, like, trap sound.
That sounds like the perfect reason to have the Skulker feat. I can hide when only lightly obscured, which is fantastic. So, yeah, I'm taking Skulker instead of Gunner, because I'll just reload, it's fine.
Alrighty. I think I'll take Gunner.
Yeah.
Let's see, disadvantage on saving throws.
Oh, should I have left the Gunner screenshot up so you can use it for when you copy it to your...
Yeah, go ahead and send that again.
Okay, here we go. Because in 5e, that is a very useful feat, but in this game it seems like it can be slightly less useful than Skulker, just because you've already established that being within 5 feet doesn't impose disadvantage on gunshots, and everyone has proficiency in firearms, it sounds like, so yeah. But quick reload is still pretty nice.
True.
I guess it's just a quick instant reload, basically.
Alrighty, now I gotta put Skulker on there.
Absolutely love the fact in the fiction of Skulker. So when I attack from hiding and miss with a ranged weapon, it doesn't reveal my location. So I can fire with a shotgun, miss, and no one knows where I am still.
True.
That is hilarious.
Must have been the win.
What was that?
I mean, I know that sounds incredibly unrealistic, but I mean, people in real life are toilet-licking stupid, to be fair.
True. And also, to be fair, you have also established that there is magic that, muffles sound, so...
Fun little fact, you can get a silencer or a suppressor for your shotgun. Just stick a potato on the end of your shotgun. It only works for one shot, but...
Yeah, I've seen that with, glass bottles on some guns. I don't know if that's as effective, but still, cool.
I'm gonna skulk. Goes at point blank, shoots a suppressed potato shotgun right into someone's back.
Potato gun for the win.
Was that a gunshot? No, that was breaking glass, you idiot.
Just whisper that in their ear while you're behind them.
Was that a gunshot? No, it's just a potato.
It's potato. I'll make it in french fries.
Alright, I'm gonna have gunner. So that gives me +1 to dexterity.
Yes, it does.
Neat.
Which, yeah, is pretty worthwhile in this game, sounds like.
I'll go ahead and just change my dexterity to a 13 now.
Very nice.
Alrighty, gain proficiency with firearms. I have proficiency with my firearms, including my firearms. Just lights my arms on fire. Who wants a hug?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Arms and arm bears.
Wouldn't be the first time.
True.
Ignore loading. Yeah, nothing says scary as fuck as a sniper that can instantly load another in the chamber.
Can I have an army of deer?
Oh no. Terrifying.
I personally want to Mosin the gun. I love Mosins.
Honestly, I think that far scarier than a sniper that can instantly reload is AJ with his trench gun that can instantly reload.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I'm just
honestly,
imagining.
what's scarier is the switchblade into the trench gun that can then instantly reload.
That's hilarious. I'm just imagining you watch him stand there, very slowly walking forward, just unloading a trench gun, and then, like you're watching it in high-speed replay, just fucking slams a bunch of shells into the back of the gun and keeps firing.
Okay, it's a really good thing I chose to add gunner as my feat, because that ignores being disadvantages of being close range with a sniper.
Yeah, that one I can see being an actual problem. I feel like having the disadvantage on people adjacent to you shouldn't apply for handguns, but for assault rifles, maybe.
I'd say for the carbines, battle rifles, carbines and battle rifles would get a debuff on adjacent placements, like close range stuff. That would be a little bit harder to flick on, considering the amount of control you gotta have. You have to be prepared for a lot when pulling that trigger. Snipers would be, but now they have the gunner feat. Yeah. Shotgunners aren't gonna need the gunner feat. That just makes you more powerful.
Yeah.
So it sounds like I need the gunner feat then.
Yeah, you're not gonna need the gunner feat. You got the sharpshooter feat, which still works, but you don't have the gunner feat. Handguns won't have that. They're kind of designed for that purpose. So.
Yeah, I feel like for handguns, no bonus, no negative. You just do it. With shotguns, would there be a point blank bonus? Maybe just to damage?
Yes, actually.
No. Cool.
So you now, with AJ's Thane, or was it your Thane that had the no range? Right, your Thane that had the no range. Or no, that was AJ's sharpshooter. Yes. Okay, so with AJ's feat, the sharpshooter with a shotgun, so he doesn't get D bonuses on rolls for range, but with a shotgun, when they're within 5 feet, you do get plus damage. The type of shotgun you have, aka the grade of shotgun you have, whichever plus we get along the way, would increase that damage further. I'd say for a handgun, we can roll a d4, 1d4 for damage. If that sounds fair. Since yours is a +1, you can get, because you have a revolver, would get +1 damage to that.
I feel like is it assumed that everyone has a little bit of magic protection, or no?
No. But it's assumed that anyone who is proficient will. So
then I feel like 1d4 for a handgun is too low, because in the fiction that means that anyone could walk up to us, shoot us with a handgun, and it practically does nothing at level 5. They could shoot us right in the chest and we just laugh it off.
You think a d6 for a handgun then?
I think a d6 is decent, yeah.
Okay. And for a shotgun, that should probably be a d8. That's a nutty fucking thing that hits someone.
I mean, like, you should do multiple d4s since it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better point.
Yeah, maybe it feels equivalent to a d12 if I say 3d4, but 2d4 should definitely be nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, how about 2d4 for a shotgun, but at close range, aka point blank shots, you can roll 3d4.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever get into it, SMGs, I was thinking you could roll a d10 to assume how much control you have over it as a position, that how many shots are going to land. So
none of us have a spray fire weapon right now, so I'm just going to make the suggestion of spray fire weapons are 2d4. If you roll a 4, then you roll that one again.
I was going to say, with that by base, you should roll 2d4 with a spray weapon, but I was going to roll a d10, so that if you could, I'd say with your control, or dexterity, I guess, for that weapon. So if you get enough bonus to surpass a certain point, like, if you can get above a 14, you could roll 3d4. So the more control you have, the more consistent damage you'll do.
Okay.
It would take a while to build up to that point, but it would scale up with you, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A sniper rifle. Should that one be a D8? So it still has a chance to roll low, but also a chance to roll high?
No, that should be a D12. It's a fucking sniper rifle.
I think that should be 2d6.
2d6?
It's a fucking D20.
Right. So let me try to write this down real quick. I'll write this down on my notes, so that I can have this for future reference. Alrighty, so I'm going to try to write down all the things here. Handguns. That was a D6, right? 1d6?
Yeah.
Handguns, SMGs, they're all spray weapons. I'll just say rapid fires. $2d4. Let's see. Then I'll put in parentheses plus 1d4 per, I'd say every, should it be like 2, 3, 4 stat points above a 10 roll you can get? Because you can roll with a d10, so like every like 2, 3, or 4 above 10, you would be another d4 added to that damage.
Sure.
It feels like we're complicating those too much. We can probably come back to those later, but that should work for now, yeah.
I'd say every 2 above 10.
Okay.
Alrighty, shotgun. That's 2d4. Let's see, plus 1d4 at close range. Then snipers, or long range weapons, 2d6. That's all good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I think we're going to have to revisit those later, but that will definitely work for now.
Yeah, I can copy all this stuff here I got and send it right over.
We can just take a picture of the page and put it in chat.
Red Rover. Send the gun rolls right over.
My one thing is that SMGs are the same damage as shotguns, potentially far more. So
Yeah.
maybe
I'll
we should
put
bump
it
through
this
the
up.
systems.
I'll put this up in the general thingy. Oh right, there's a character limit. Fuck me. Okay. Select all.
What is that noise?
What noise?
It sounds like scratching.
Is there a scratching noise?
It's Steven shaking his dice again and again.
I'm not shaking dice. I'm typing on my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you need to turn off key vibrations because that is loud.
Let me try to turn on the push to talk.
What?
There we go. Alright, threw in the gun thingies on the general information.
Yeah.
Alright, does anyone want to come up with a backstory, or do you guys want to come up with a group idea on how our characters came to meet?
Well, I definitely work for AJ.
Yeah, we're brothers, you see. We work for the mob, but we're real good.
I'm just a little bastard, man.
He's my little bastard. He's my little goblin brother. I love him.
I'm his little bastard. I'm the little bastard. we walk into a bar. You just say, "This is the little bastard." I'm the little bastard.
Give me a drink. Give me a drink for me and my little bastard.
My name is definitely Balthasar, but I go by Bal. But everyone calls me Ball, and associating with him, it's just dick and balls. So.
Dick and balls. How about you, Hun? How do our characters know each other before we meet, or do we just meet randomly with those two?
I don't know.
Well, I'm a half Liba, and you're from like the pure blood Amethyst Tribe.
And I feel like this, with AJ being a Liba simp, you guys are probably, if I could, maybe you're like refugees hanging out with this gang.
Reasonably, we'd probably be hiding within the city, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could actually have been taken in by your gang, so we probably didn't know each other beforehand. We probably just got paired up with you guys. So you guys are going to drag us out on an adventure. I guess that means you guys get to lead the party.
This job, see what the new blood can do.
Alright. We
can just pick a setting, and then once we get everything decided, we can end the introductory video, and we can start the actual first episode of the podcast series for Desolution.
I love that the 3 questions I have on my notes have been answered at the very... It's just funny. The first question on my notes is, where the hell am I? And that's the one we're answering very last. Love it.
Yeah, where are we, Steven? Where does it start?
Well, I mean, the entire map is based on the real world map. Do you guys want to be in America or anywhere else?
I mean, we could do Chicago.
If it's the Mafia, Chicago.
Yeah, we're getting a pizza pie right now. We're getting a deep dish the way it should be, the way my mother makes.
Lasagna.
Oh my god! Not because this is the worst episode we've ever done. Yes, I know it's the first episode. This is the worst episode we've ever done. But just that. That's the way it should be. Deep dish, Chicago style. Oh god, we're gonna get ripped apart.
Awfully bold of you to say that, well, this is the first episode. Awfully bold of you to say this is going to be the worst. You're setting the bar pretty high.
Yeah.
It's just the way my mother makes. In fact, she owns this pizzeria. Hello, Ma.
Welcome, boys and girls, and everything in between to Black Frost Studios. It's all downhill from here.
True.
Welcome to the season finale.
All aboard the Boston Express!
This is the first and last video.
I was gonna save that for the very second episode, the season finale, but it feels appropriate here.
Imagine setting up all this hype of the backstory and everything that was this well planned, and we make these characters where, yeah, it seems like they'd actually create some mayhem. We could probably actually, like, do-si-do with the Suicide Squad at this point, and we're only level 5, and we're just gonna be like, alright, now it's over.
Which Suicide Squad movie are you talking? Because we're fucked.
The current one, not the ultra gay one. The one that is just coming out. The one called The Suicide Squad.
Is there an Italian dude in there? That's what I'm going for. I don't know if you noticed.
I don't fucking know. You can be Italian, man. I don't give a shit.
He's Italian. I am of
Gremlin.
Unclear ethnicity.
You're a bastard.
Okay, so we're a couple of Liba. I'm a half, and she's a full blood. And we're being led by a couple of bastards.
You guys end up in his mama's pizza shop, and I'm over there in the corner eating.
So I'm glad I asked y'all if y'all were like human sympathizers, because I guess that really cuts out your alignment, or cuts down to your alignment pretty easily. So, I don't know if you've caught on to this, but the system, the man, is racist as fuck. Which, you know,
Yes.
you're the mafia, that's not a problem for you. Good job.
Hell yeah.
Just like my mother always said, there's no right mother.
So, are we picking up a job from someone else or a request? Are we answering a cry? Do we have a personal vendetta? Or do you guys just want to have us do things for your game?
My mother asked me to deliver a pizza.
To deliver a pizza, you need people with guns for that.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Okay, to be fair, yeah, it's Chicago.
This is Chicago. Yes, we need guns to deliver a pizza. How long have you been in Chicago?
I've never been to Chicago.
Okay, that explains a lot. You need a gun to do anything in this city, alright?
Alright, I'll accept that. It is America.
Do you guys really want our first mission to be delivering pizza as mostly
I mean,
I don't know.
Bro, I swear.
You can go kill somebody, but okay.
I don't know. I expected Steven to have like a thing. It's like, this is the current setting, and then go.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get an idea on where y'all want to start. I can make settings based off of that, but I do have a good idea. We will save that for the first episode, though.
Well, we have a home base established. What's your Ma's pizzeria? What's it called?
Tony Sasheries.
I'm not going to remember that.
I
don't even know how to spell that.
It's just the pizza place.
I'm a book writer, and I don't know how to fucking spell that.
Her name's Tina. So it's Tina's Pizzerias.
Tina's Pizzerias. Multiple.
Yes, it's a whole chain.
It's a shame. This is the first
We're rich.
chain.
Big oof. This is a weird game.
Oh, weird game. Yeah, probably our first mission should be like contract killing or something. I don't know.
I'd assume so, but I can come up with a thing for that. We'll get to that in the first episode. Is there anything else anyone needs to know or prepare for?
One question: what is the law enforcement like? Because I am a former policeman and/or soldier. That is currently unclear. I am in the corner eating garbage.
Vet. You're a veteran. War soldier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there a police force in Chicago at the moment?
No. Chicago.
Well, y'all might like some of my background then.
Are you a fucking cop?
No. I'm a
The
half.
files.
He's actually somewhat young. He's just recently turned, like, 18, right? But, and his dad, this human half, because his mother was a full-blood Liba, died in the war.
How
So,
long was
you being a war vet kind of rubs off on him in a familiar way.
Gross.
Yeah, you're gross.
Yeah, my name is Balls. Fuck off.
Balls. I really forgot about that.
It's
It's right there on a piece of paper right in front of me, and I fucking forgot.
hey dick, hey balls. Hey dick, and balls.
Why did I let you guys talk me into naming myself Harry?
Harry, Dick, and Balls. I love it. Oh god, it works so.
Harry Diggin' Balls.
I feel like your character definitely insists on being called Harold, but we just don't.
Just don't.
No, I'm gonna go with Harry because I got a sense of humor. He's a Libo. He has fur. He's Harry.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's not the name your mother gave you, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it
I
is.
mean, his fucking dad wasn't around.
You know. Didn't you oh wait, no, she died. Okay. Also,
Yeah.
how long ago was the war? Like, couple years, 10
The
years?
war was 100 years plus a couple months.
Yes, but how long ago from now?
Oh, it ended 1919, so 13 years. It ended 13 years ago. Why is my thing typing?
You said 13?
13 years ago, got it.
I had to click off of the type bar because I was trying to push to talk, and it just kept putting in the chat. So, but yeah, 13 years
Smell my
ago.
mother's pizza.
It was 1919 was the end of the war. It's 1932 now, so 13 years.
Okay, cool.
Alright. So wait, what are we doing? We're delivering pizza or contract killing?
Well,
It'll be contract killing, but I'll be doing that whenever we start the episode.
Okay.
Anyone else got any more questions?
I have one. Why are we so bad at this?
How about you, Pauline? Snow, you got any questions?
No.
Alrighty, you're all ready to end this episode then?
It takes so long to edit out her name with how many times we've said it.
It's. Oops. Sorry. Sorry,
Also-
baby.
Yeah. Also, just to punish you for choosing to make a very racist game, I'm gonna every now and then I'm gonna force you to edit in the "Don't Be Racist, I Am a Building" song.
No.
Well, I'm sending that to you as soon as the recording ends. Get ready to put that at the fucking start of the first episode, buddy. Everybody's gonna be so confused until the end.
No. But, well, it's not that the game is necessarily here to be racist. It's more or less about overcoming that. But
Yeah,
you can see that how you want, I guess.
We're about to end racism.
Races on the building.
Dick and Balls here to end racism.
Oh yeah, Harry Dick Balls, nut.
Harry, Dick and Balls here to nut all over race. Wait.
We're gonna nut all over racism.
Yeah.
We've made a mistake and there's no going back.
It's too late. We are an hour 40 minutes into this.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
we're not going back.
So just as a brief recap, our group name, Harry Dick and Balls Nut. We live and or just work out of a pizzeria called, was it Mia's Pizzerias?
Tina Tina's Pizzeria.
Tina's Pizzerias, which there is only one location, but we insist it's a chain. And start of the first episode, we're going to be delivering a pizza.
Hey, my mother's meatballs are spicy. They deserve to be a food chain. I thought she does pizza. Do not question me. Do not talk about Tina's Pizza. Do not talk about my mama Stringley.
We're going to be contract killing, so we'll be delivering death.
Okay.
One slice at a time.
I mean, it's a good cover, but you wouldn't actually have to do the pizza thing. You know that, right?
Yeah. I feel like for the past 5 minutes, we've had outro music playing over us, and it's just slowly fading out until we get less and less legible.
It's just like one of those 12-minute fucking instrumental songs. Like, are they gonna shut up or not?
It just keeps going. Okay, bye.
This is Freebird.
Bye. Anyways, so we got everything set. We will end this now. And this is all the introductory. People can watch this separately from the actual podcast series if they want to get all of the in-depth of what we did to prepare for this. And next we will record the first episode and probably have those up at about the same time.
Alright, I have espresso chocolate pudding made, so I'm good to go for the episode right now.
Sweet. Any outro things we should say? Like stay frosty, because of Black Frost. It's funny.
My name's Dick.
I'm Balls.
And you're watching the Disney Channel.
Oh, God.
I feel like that's where it cuts off. That's where it cuts off for the YouTube video. Love it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.